What is up, gators, taters, and holiday celebrators? Thanks for sitting down at the Messy That's with me this week. Today, before I even get into anything at all, I want to draw your attention to the big elephant in the room, which is this wonderful hat that my friend and coworker and just all around great paisan Nick got for me for Christmas. Nick, I want to thank you. He wanted it to be business card sized on the hat. The person that was embroidering the hat said, how about Bofa? And made it even bigger. And I love that. I love it because it proclaims my love for the Bank of America and for D's Nuts. So I want to thank Nick for that. And also, genuinely, I want to thank him for getting me the core set of Ashes, Rise of the Phoenixborn. A great living card game. If you want to get a little dueling going on, gotta be 14 plus. Gotta have 15 or 30 minutes. It's definitely 30 minutes. I don't know who they're kidding. Great game. Great friend. Great hat. Great wall of China. All of these things are related. Nick is great. Now, with that out of the way, I want to talk to you about the subject of this week's video, which is, unsurprisingly, the Octatrack. This is something I actually discovered kind of in real time during a lesson where I was explaining to a student trigless locks and recording motion sequencing, basically, on the Octatrack, where if you hit record and you start turning these knobs, the Octatrack will record what you do. And that's really great and super duper useful. The problem is, when you do record those things, it records them as trig locks, which look like this, trigless locks. And if you don't know what trigless locks are, I have a video on them. I'll put it up here. Go check it out. They're super useful for making parameter changes without re-triggering the sequencer. Very useful. I use them all the time, as should you. So familiarize yourself with them if you are not familiar with them. But the problem is that it records them in sort of a stepped, glitchy sort of way, in a way that might not be the most pleasing. So, like, for instance, if I was to play my little jam here, let's listen. Nice. Let's say I wanted to record some filter automation. If I hit record and play and I start turning some knobs. Now let's listen. How that's stepped. It's not smoothly interpolated. And in a lot of instances, I think it actually works really well and is kind of a nice surprise. The sort of rhythmic suggestions that it can give to you, like that is actually fairly inspiring to me. I like that. But what if you don't like it? Well, one thing you could do is just use an LFO to do what I was just doing, but that lacks that hands-on, tactile, fucking the whole reason we're doing this sort of thing. So if you want to maintain that circle jerk meme of hands-on, tactile feeling, and you want to, if you want to eat your cake and have it too, basically, do you know that people say that phrase wrong? It's not have your cake and eat it too, because that's entirely possible. I have a cake and I eat it. I've done it. But you cannot eat your cake and have it too. It's a weird tangent. Anyway, if you want to do that, if you want to eat your cake and have it too, I think that was the right one, you can. And I'm going to show you how really quick. So what you need to do is, record your little sequence like I just did. And then it's actually really simple. All you got to do is make use of slide triggers. Now, if you don't know what slide triggers do, I also have a video on that. Isn't that so freaking convenient for you? I know, I do it all for you. It's a grind, but it's like a sick 50-50 crook, blunt, nose side, front side, back slide kickflip. And it's radical, and I'm so happy to do it for you. Go watch that. Slide triggers essentially do what we need them to, which is interpolate between two values, take value X and value Y, and move between them smoothly instead of steppedly. And the nice thing is that they don't do anything if there's not something to interpolate between. So you can just take your finger and drag it across here and just keep doing that. Woo! And now when we hit play, we have smooth. Ooh. Nice. And what's really neat is you can combine these two. So let's just remove some at random from every page. And hear how that sounds. Maybe remove a little more. I don't know. Interesting. The neat thing about this sort of kind of complex interpolation is that you can stack this motion sequencing. So like I'm just messing with the filter, bass, width, and Q here. I mean, let's mess with the reverb. Now let's mess with the rate. You get it. You can just keep layering on, and you can sort of fine tune that middle ground between interpolation or stepped values, and just sort of look for inspiration there. So on the one hand, this is kind of solving a problem, which is really nice. We can have that smooth value if we want it, with, after we've done our motion sequencing. And also we can have a combination. We don't have to have it all of one way or the other. We can split it if we want to have it partially stepped and glitchy and weird, and partially smooth and interpolated. We can have that, and you can stack it in such interesting ways. Reverb and filter are ironically maybe the least interesting to do it with, but like if you got a lo-fi on this shit, ooh baby, start layering that sample reduction, that bit reduction, I would show you, but I actually like this project and I don't want to accidentally ruin it. So that's really it. That's all I got to show you there. Quick tip, really loving these because they're a little bite-sized. You just take a little nibble, chew it up, swallow it, and it's like, ooh, I ate just enough. I'm not too full, I'm not bloated, I'm not going to have really bad poops later. I love it, and I hope you love it too. And hey, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good one. Hope you take care. Hope you enjoyed this year that we've had together. A lot of videos, a lot of laughs, a lot of goofs, some serious discussions about gear and the psychology behind buying gear, and I don't know, it's meant a lot to me. I'm really genuinely, I appreciate you sitting down with me and having these conversations week after week and just listening to me and caring. I think legitimately that's fucking awesome. So I want to thank you so much for watching this week and every week. It means the world to me, and I hope to see you now and forever and evermore. And if I don't, you're dead to me. So don't bother coming back. You're not my child anymore. I've disowned you. I'll be back next week with a new video. I think it's going to be a breakdown of this track when I get it into a more finished state, because it's the first time I made music in a while, just for the sake of making music. Of course, now I'm turning it into a video, so what were my motivations really? I don't know. It's unclear. When you're making content, it's hard to know when you are doing stuff to make content and doing stuff just to do stuff. But alas, I want to share it with you because there's some interesting stuff there that I think could be illustrative of some stuff that I try to get through to students a lot, which is kind of working through ideas and pushing through when you feel like you're stuck. So I think that's what I'm going to do next week. Hopefully I can get it done by then with Christmas and New Year's and all that. But if I don't, we'll just, I don't know, do a Q&A video and vibe or something, man. You tell me what you want. I'd like to know. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with me this week. Could have sat down with anybody on the whole dang internet today, and for some reason, you chose to spend your post-holidays sitting with a dude wearing a hat that says BOFA. And that, my friends, is really special. That's what the holidays are all about at the end of the day. Not presents, not family, not enjoying time with them, or good food, or coming together in a time of unprecedented loneliness. It's the fact that you would sit down with me, the Bofa Hat Man, and hang out. And I think that's really awesome, and I want to thank you so much for it. I will see you next week, and until then, I'm Daniel, this is The Messy Desk, and I love you more than I love Bofa D's nuts. I'll see you next week. Peace.